Alright, today I have a video. Hopefully my camera will be working. But anyway, I've got 2 autograph requests from yesterday. So this is G. Redman in Riverview, Florida. You won't not know who that is. But this particular person has said, thanks for your interest in baseball collecting cards. I'm up in years now, so I've lost a step or two. Enclosed is your signed card and something that's important to me now. Your friend in baseball, Glenn Redman. Who's Glenn Redman? Well, Glenn Redman was an infielder for the 1975, there's a Circle K here, 1975 Phoenix Giants. So I think that's really cool to have that card there on a black and white card. Very neat to have that one. The only card he signed, I think this is a Kramer Sports card, but I believe it's from 75 because 74 is the last year there, so probably 75. Very cool to have Glenn Redman. I don't know how long that's been out, but that is fun to have that one there. You can see the stamps that I used just to get the love stamps out of the way. And then I got another one yesterday, 2 of 2 from none other than Steve Blass. I can't remember if Matt Bowler or somebody had given me that card there. I don't remember buying that one. And then I found this one in my collection, the 71, in really good condition, other than a corner damage and a ding over here and a ding over there. And otherwise, it's really good condition. Oh, and the slim border there. So other than that, and a little off there, but perfect condition. There might be a little grease spot there or something. Maybe a wax stain. I don't know. That might have been from yesterday if I set it on the table, that little stain there. But anyway, 2 of 2 from Steve Blass. People get him and send him a bazillion times over. So that's, I think, my first time getting Steve Blass. Then I hit the thrift store for media hunting. You don't media hunt at the Goodwill anymore. That's too expensive because one DVD is going to cost you $2.25 or so. 2 discs in the set is going to cost you about $5, $4.55. CDs are going to be $1.29 or $1.30. And if you go to the main store, they don't even have the stuff marked. And then you go to the register finding out that broken records are $4. And they say, well, they make a stink about it having to put it back. So very unfortunate and frustrating. Crazy things like that happen. But anyway, I'll show you what came in today, and then we'll get to that, and I'll show you the records here. We'll do the records first for those people who are itching to see those. One of the clerks, and is that a cutout? No, it's got a little scratch on it. One of the clerks said, oh, this is a great record. He's super funny. So I don't know. David Steinberg, disguised as a normal person, that was $1. At one of the other thrift stores outside of Goodwill. These are the best records in the entire store, in the entire city, in that dollar price range or any price range. At any thrift store. So there's an expletive there, but anyway, David Steinberg there, so blah blah blah. I think that's from 78 or 79, but the way he's dressed, it looks a little earlier than 78 or 79. I don't know, whatever. So there's that one there. So David Steinberg on Elektra, and I could open up the record and show you. I guess I could do that there. There's the Elektra sleeve there, and so on and so forth. I think I looked at the media, looked at the media, and it looks like it was played one time. Maybe somebody didn't like it, maybe just it was too vulgar for them. I don't know. So I picked up that one there. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you is this one here, and it's unfortunately a cutout, and you will find tons and tons of cutouts. So if you don't know what a cutout is, if you remember the CDs, that hole punched, or there's a saw cut in that, they did that with cassettes or any kind of media, and this is no exception. This is Pratt and McLean. You're like, who's Pratt and McLean? Sounds like some stupid country duo. No, this is Happy Days. So this is the Happy Days album. So I think that was really cool. I have not been able to find that one. I'm sure it's not super valuable on Discogs or anything. But a big, big honkin' slice there. And it's all tore up down here and on reprise. And then the plastic is all was folded back to this. And the plastic is very dirty there. Very, cloudy, I guess. And there and there and there. I kind of want to keep the plastic on. But again, this is one of those cutouts and it's super damaged. Again, there's nothing really you can do to repair that. You can't really stiffen that or put anything in there, so I don't know. I'll have to put a piece of tape there to hold that up, but again, that's how a lot of these albums came, and whether you get it on eBay or Discogs, and look at the condition of this one here, and it's in pretty okay condition. Again, that Capitol is almost the identical type of Capitol as the Oklahoma one is, or sorry, Oklahoma, Carousel, if I showed you the Carousel record there. In the other video. I don't know if I showed you that one because again I delete a lot of videos, but anyway, so there's that one. And so this is like a 76 or 77 Perhaps, I don't know when this came out. It doesn't say. I mean, it does say, but where does it say it? I don't know. And unfortunately, this is a little wrinkled down here, but that's probably from the manufacturing process and all that fun stuff. So there is that. Pratt and McLean, and I knew who that was kind of when I saw this. Like, Pratt and McLean, is that? And it was, Happy Days. So hopefully I will like that one. It's not like a redo of theirs or something like that. Then we got this one here with all these crazy stamps on. You can see the roller marks there, getting every stamp there, so that's good. Don't know where it came from because it doesn't say, and I'm just opening it. These foil envelopes are really cool if you didn't know. These are from the 80s or 90s, and they've got that kind of, they're sort of collectible, but why would you want to waste your time putting that on eBay for $1.50 and trying to get $1.50 out of it? Just use the stamp, you know, because all that effort, you've already losing money. So this one here is a NASA success. Unfortunately, it is so tiny. It just looks like a scribble there, but that's J. Apt. So J. Apt is a tiny signature, and even tiniest signature, I guess he just signs only in blue ink pen. And then there's J. Apt right there. So don't get your card signed by J. Apt. Get him to sign like a first day cover because he will sign much better and bigger. And he signed where he was able to, and so it's unfortunate that these J. Apt cards are, you know, because some celebrities sign in silver Sharpie or a white pen or anything, but that's how he signs. So not everybody has the best pen, and so it's sometimes not in your best effort to get every card signed. I guess he could have signed the backs there too, and nice big there, and that would have probably been better than signing the fronts there, but this one is okay. And you probably won't even see it. But it's like he's got a tattoo on his arm, or like a scratch there. So anyway, thank you, Mr. Apt, for those. I've gotten his autograph before. Now this one here is from just a bunch of lines, or dotted lines or whatever. And this one here is, if I can get to it, open it here. Sometimes these are not easy to open. Trying to get this one out of here. These are vintage cards. I think I know who this is. Yes, J. Hook. And I had this Hook card. I don't know where it came from, how I got it. Very, very beat up J. Hook, and I think maybe I just didn't feel like sending that because it was so beat up. But I went to eBay and I picked out a J. Hook. Sadly, the corner was destroyed. So I think what I'll do is I'll throw a little bit of white out on there to make that corner look better. And there is a 64. 64 is one of my favorite sets to get signed. And a lot of times I miss out and don't get them before they pass away because of high numbers or other little inconsistencies or whatever. But 2 J. Hook cards, one of the most awfully, you know, faded and dull cards, rounded corners and everything. But, you know, for these guys that are like almost 90 or so, it's best to just send whatever you have and whatever you can afford. And, you know, with all the weather delays and things like that, it would be shocking for me to get my mail on time. So, oops, this here is from St. Paul, Minnesota, probably. Can't read that very well. Don't want to rip my item here. And we have this here, and this is from Tim Sheeta. I've had this card, I want to say, since I was a kid, but since these packs are relatively recent. This is a card from the 90s, Tim Sheeta. I did not know he signed. This is card number 55 in the umpire set there. So the umpire strikes back and signed my card there, Tim Skeeta or Sheeta. Very cool to have that one. And these cards are getting harder to find. I can remember this being a pack. I forget what, not Gages or Gagels. I don't know. It said which card shop it came from, I think, on the wrapper when I got this, I think. So I think this was a pack, and it was very cool to have this. And again, I don't remember where the pack came from, but I got it years ago, and I've saved these cards. And so this is like, you know, not a mint card, but, and there's a couple of creases in there because it's been in whatever binder or collection for decades. So now we got a couple purchases, I believe, and the purchases are taking their time, but, you know, again, these are just, you know, snail mail type purchases that I wanted for my own, oh my gosh, you know, sometimes the envelope just gets a little bit difficult to open here. I think I got it now. And this might be a purchase all for one. I think this might be the one that, oh, shoot, did they tape it inside the envelope? Oh, they did. They taped it inside the envelope. Well, how crazy is that? I don't remember if I ordered this, but yeah, they taped everything on here. But I don't usually buy 4 or 5 cards of one player here. This is like Fort Knox. This is why my videos take so long. So let's get this out of here. So I got the Blue Painter's Tape of Doom off there. Now we've got the painter's tape of doom again on the penny sleeves. That's, again, I could damage the penny sleeve, but more importantly, I could dig my finger into the card. It's not going to happen because I'm careful, but it takes a little bit longer to open here. It's so carefully done, and they did really need to do that, but I guess. Anyway, so I bought 4 cards of one player because it was a recommendation from Double D Vintage Cards here. And so this is Bill Simpson. He's got a connection, a friend or family connection to Bill Simpson. And guess what? So I went through my 79s, my 78s, my 77s, and my 81s or 82s, and I had 0 Bill Simpson cards. I'm like, I got half of the set or more. Why do I not have a single Bill Simpson's card? Yeah, I say Simpson. I think maybe the Rams cards, but I have a ton of Rams, so I don't know why. All the Bill Simpsons were gone. There's a 78 Bill Simpson. There's a 77 Bill Simpson, and you know what? I swear that that's from almost the same photo shoot. It's like basically they took the same photograph there. I don't know, his jersey looks a little bit different, but he's got the same exact hairdo there. You know, so that's, you know, so if you rotate the card a little bit like that, it's almost exact. And then you just put that right down here, there's the rest of his jersey. Topps basically just said, you know what? This is what. You know, it almost looks like it's reversed, but the numbers are not reversed. So that doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Almost looks like he's been reversed here, kind of. Because, well, no, he hasn't been reversed, but the colors are just throwing me off there. Same picture, same photo shoot. And we have Bill Simpson on the Bills, so that's cool. So he is an autograph signer from what I understand. And I might even mention that in my letter, you know, watching the video, the tribute video or whatever. And then there's Bill Simpson, All-Pro, NFC All-Pro there. So again, and his logo has been wiped out on his helmet or something like that, so whatever. Number 48. Funny, he's number 48. I think he's 48 here, and then he's, I don't know if he's 15 or 45 or whatever number that is, but I had none of those cards. So I got a shipping deal on it. I think I paid like $4 or $5 for those cards. I don't really remember, and it's not important anymore. Now we go to this one here, and this one is out of Georgia. I don't know if the weather's all that great there, but they like to use the vintage stamps like I do, so I think it's very cool that they do that. Also saves them a bit of money because they can get discounts on the stamps here. Let's try to get this without destroying the envelope too crazy. And this is another purchase, and this might also be for autograph requests. You know, my autograph requests to go out are stacking up again because it takes a while for cards to arrive, you know. So this one here, I don't know, they've got it taped together on the sheet here. I ordered 1, 2, 3. I only got a whopping 4 cards this time because they're going to more of a auction style, this particular seller. But I got Chuck Vincent and Jim Weaver, and I don't remember if either one of those signed, but I just figured it's a rookie stars I didn't have. It's a little off kilter there. It's cut this way, so beggars cannot be choosers. You know, that was $1.01 or something to that effect there. Then I guess this is a Doug Rader here. Unfortunately, I didn't realize it was cut, you know, poorly down there. Really good condition otherwise, and it beats the other Doug Rader. Man, I wished I had this Doug Rader when I sent off to him, but I guess that's my cloud PC. I'll go in that one there. And then we have Jim Gentile. He's passed away, but, you know, I got a 62 for $1, and I know other people are saying you paid too much for it because it's warped, and it's off-centered, and it's got a little dingo there and stuff like that. And it's, you know, it's not flat there, so I paid too much, but I have to. And then we got Joe Verbanek. I don't remember if he signs. He's got a bunch of stuff on there, which I don't know if it showed in the listing there. A bunch of lines and things there. That might be wax, so we're going to do a little test here and see if that'll come off. And yes, it's wax stained, so I wonder if I bought that just to see if I can improve the condition of the card. It looks like that'll be a great condition card for my 68 set. So once I get up, let me just do that and I see if I can show you what is done. You always have to be careful you don't hook the corners. And I almost got it. You know, sometimes you're working a crease into the card because you're holding on to it a certain way, making sure it doesn't slip, and so you can actually damage the card there. But with just a little soft cloth or a rag there, and again, it's easy to damage the card when you're not, and do a little bit more on the top here. And I don't know if the light will be able to show you here. There's only a little bit left here, but almost all that wax stain is gone. So there's a little bit right there and a little bit right there. That might be my fingerprint there and a little bit there. So I've got to go over this carefully again. I see I've almost maybe worked a crease into there. but I think that was already there. But very cool to have that one. So that is a full mail day for me, and that's what I have for today, and thank you for watching.
La Quinta.